I'm in Salad and I saw Godzilla, 1954. It is written and directed by Ishiro Honda. And if you haven't seen this movie, I will spoil it for you. This movie starts, we're following something's weird's happening in the waters outside of Japan. Some boats, they be missing contacts with people trying to contact them. And then those people be like, wait, where did these people go? Right? The natural thing to do is send a boat out there. And the boat gets sent, and that boat gets destroyed. And also the fish is looking real weird. Something's up with the fish. So I'm like, oh no, it's Godzilla. Of course, I was born after 1954. So I know who Godzilla is. I'm like, oh my goodness, is that Godzilla? Okay, let me tell you that I actually watched both versions. I accidentally watched the American version first, and that one had a lot of narrating. And I think with the way that the American version is cut and the narration, it's definitely dumbed down a lot. I do prefer the Japanese version because then I can get a semblance of the plot for myself, and I don't need things to be dumbed down for me to understand. So in the Japanese version, there's more of an emphasis on some people's relationships and also how the government is dealing with this Godzilla, all that fun jazz. But it's mostly focused on the human connection of it all. And then whenever Godzilla appears midway through the movie, then it's like, whoa, this is insane. Because I didn't realize that I didn't see Godzilla until maybe midway through the movie. And then when Godzilla is on screen, it's terrifying, right? I like seeing humans try to deal with the fact that there's this giant lizard dinosaur thing trying to eat people and destroy things. What is Godzilla's diet? It's just deep sea fish, isn't it? But what's the purpose of going on land? Is it for food? I don't know. I don't see Godzilla eating people. I just see Godzilla destroying people. And as a result is causing a lot of deaths as the houses that he destroys and the buildings that he destroys crumble upon people. It's a deadly sight. What's interesting about Godzilla, and I'm talking purely about the Japanese version, I like how settled each scene is. Each scene feels like a very lived in. I think my favorite scenes have to be when they're trying to defeat Godzilla and Godzilla is just not taking anything. He's just bouncing off those bullets and it's like, oh geez. They're gonna have to find a way to stop Godzilla. And I think the Japanese version also has more of an emphasis on trying to convince the scientists to let them use his work for Godzilla. And there's also an emphasis on like how he feels personally while doing it. It's all very down to earth and very serious tone versus I feel the American version, it cuts out a lot of the emotionality and instead it's focused on Godzilla being like a really cool big monster. I'm Godzilla-ing around, I'm destroying things, right? The Japanese version, the humanity is necessary, very necessary. I think that's what makes or breaks the Godzilla film for me, because there's a difference in quality between the two. For sure. Like, I like seeing using the planes going around. And Godzilla's like, I'm gonna eat you. Nom, 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 nom. You know, all that fun jazz. He's treating a fighter jet like a piece of celery. It's pretty epic. It only takes one big final weapon, the big one, the big weapon, in order to defeat Godzilla. But there's always, maybe there's another Godzilla that could happen. And I like how the scientists are like, you know, with all the radiation in the water and everything happening in the water, I'm sure there's gonna be another Godzilla. Because there's one now, yes, but who knows if there's more? And I'm thinking, yeah, you're right. There could be another Godzilla. Maybe there's like a few Godzillas laying dormant underwater. Maybe. That's what I'm thinking. You're right. How could you not create multiple If there's one, there's multiple. That's my logic. That's how I like to think of it anyway. So yeah, Godzilla, I like the Japanese version way more than the American version. I do feel like the American version of Godzilla is just condensed down into a summer blockbuster dealio versus the Japanese Godzilla very much is having that emotional impact. It's supposed to make you think of the war. It's supposed to be telling you this is basically what Japan went through when they got nuked. And Godzilla is a metaphor for the nukes that happened in Japan. Nukes are bad, but nukes created Godzilla. So I don't know, actually. Nukes are bad. We shouldn't have Godzillas, but the Godzillas are pretty cool. Godzillas in real life shouldn't exist, but Godzillas in fiction. I like seeing the cities get destroyed. And I also like the stop motion. I also noticed there is a lot of values and a lot of darker shadows in the values, less so whites except for the fiery parts, but a lot of it was filmed darker, I noticed, which is pretty cool. But I do like seeing Godzilla's foot just crushing things. I was like, oh, that's pretty cool. The practical effects are great. I'm so glad that I watched this. I had never seen the first Godzilla, ever. And now I saw both versions of the first Godzilla. What do you think of the first Godzilla? Which version is your favorite, the American one or the Japanese one? Let me know what you think of Godzilla in the comments below. I gotta give this one, it's a strong 7 out of 10. If you like this, if you watch another one the platform really likes that, $20 Dinos at patreon.com/ASEPresents for one movie review for 1 month. Go to my link tree to support the daily grindiness of all them daily movie reviews. And until next time in Salad Saw, I'll see you later to my sour croutons and bacon bits. Rawr! Rawr!